Train Mechanic Simulator 2017. Is it worth a buy? Let's read the words of Casey Jones. Take your opportunity as real train mechanic. Find locomotives around Game World that needs your help and repair them in one of 3 workshops localized in a huge 25km square open world. You will be face all types of damages in all genres of trains, diesel, electric and even old school steam units. I kind of think this wasn't written by an English speaker. The punctuation and spelling is a bit. So what is Train Mechanic Simulator 2017? Well, it is made by the same developers who did Car Mechanic Simulator 2014, Car Mechanic Simulator 2015, and they probably did one for 2016 as well, I do not know. And I did a wab on that a good few years ago and I didn't like it. And I didn't like it for the same reasons that I don't like this one. It's not really an in-depth mechanical simulator. I mean, I'm not a train expert. I have been to train museums, but that was just to see Thomas the Tank Engine, to be fair. But one of the things that kind of, was that there doesn't seem to be that many parts to a train. I mean, I was like disassembling the trucks on this diesel, and there was I had it stripped down in like 2 minutes flat, and I took about 30 parts off that I didn't need to because I don't know what's what. People say, hey, we've got an order and we need you to repair the brakes. I just strip the whole thing down and keep looking at my worksheet until I've got the parts that I need, because that's how the game plays. You get this worksheet with what's wrong with the actual train. You've got to have a bit of an idea of where that is. Well, you don't actually. It kind of shows you because the parts look rusty, and so they're the ones that need replacing. But taking them off is not as easy as it looks. You have to take them off in the right order, or you can't actually take them all off. And then you kind of get to a point where you're thinking, shit, I've took like 10 parts off now and I can't actually remember what order they go back on in, and you still haven't got the parts you need, so you're taking off another 10 bits, and then the train's kind of looking empty, and you think, shit, you've just took off the bits you need. How am I ever going to put this back together? But thanks to X-ray vision, you can put it back together, because guys, what it does, and this is a kind of a gripe that I've got with it, what it does is it actually shows you where the bits go by putting a transparent outline of the part. So all you need to do is click on that, and then a little inventory comes up if you have a part that fits that, and it says, do you want to put this part in there? You say, yes you do, and then it just goes in there, and all you do is press on some screws. So you don't need to have any real mechanical ingenuity or knowledge to play this game, which is a good thing and a bad thing really, because it says simulator, but it's not really a simulator. It's kind of like for wannabe train mechanics who can come onto this game, click around and see what bit does what, and see the inner. I mean, I'm more knowledgeable now on trains than I was before I played this. I've learned quite a bit about how the truck assemblies work on a diesel locomotive. I didn't want to know that because I don't have an anorak, but if I did, then I'd be, yes, I know where the brake assembly goes. So the game kind of wasn't really a challenge to me. It just seemed, pretty easy. It was more of a monotonous chore finding the right part rather than actually having any kind of mechanical knowledge. Other things that they've added to this is you sometimes have to go out into the real world and find a broken down train and either lift it back onto the tracks with a crane or tow it back to the plant, to the assembly plant. This involves you driving around a Mickey Mouse railway track at breakneck speed, having no regard for the corners, but it doesn't really matter, and it's so half-assed. It's a joke. The track's laid out in a insane way. For starters, there's lights saying green or red. You just go through them. You just don't care. You go around the corners at any speed you want, and when you know where you've got to go, because it actually tells you. It's not like it's saying go out into the world and look for a broken down train, which would be far more fun. It'll actually say go out and look for a train. By the way, it's at A2. Did you get that? A2. So you just fly up to A2, changing the points to make sure you get there. Then you'll see a big green circle. You drive into that and stop, and then it'll cut to another scene where you have to lift a train onto the track. And Once you've done that, you drive back to the station at breakneck speed with no regard for corners or lights, and then you just go back in and you're back to fixing what was wrong with the train. And that's the game, guys. There's 3 different workshops. You've got diesel, you've got steam, and you've got and there's 3 different types of train, 1 for each type of station. There's altogether, I think there's about 9 different trains to repair. It's steam, electric and diesel, that's right. And that's pretty much the game. Now, I don't like the game. I don't think it's that good at all. It's very kind of hand-holdy, X-ray vision-y, and I mean, you do need to have the X-ray vision in this game, because if you didn't, you wouldn't be able to actually see the bits. But I don't think it should show you where they go again. I think that should be your problem. If you take them off, you should have to learn where they go. It isn't all lost in this game, because this is a very, very niche game. But I'll tell you who I think would love this game, and I said this in Car Mechanic Simulator. If you have kids and you want your kids to start playing a computer game, I think this is a brilliant game to get for them, because kids like trains, and I loved trains when I was little. No, I didn't actually. I loved farms. I loved farmyards, guys. I had a little farmyard with a tractor and all kinds of shit, and you made your own fences, and I had sheep and all kinds of... The tractor, I remember you turned the steering wheel, but the wheels were fucked, because I threw it at my brother when he was teasing us, and it bounced off the wall and smashed. If you have kids, I think they'll love this game, because kids could do it. It's easy for them, really. Play with your kid. Shit, I can't say that. You can't, it's a bad job that you can't actually say that. You can't say that. I mean, we all know what I mean. You know, I used to play with my kid on the PC loads of times. I remember him, he ganked somebody in Crossroads on World of Warcraft. I was level 60. This was in Vanilla WoW, the best WoW. I'm going off on a tangent, I don't care. But I had my son on my knee. He was about, I think he was about 5. And he loved just watching the horse ride around. That was it. On a Sunday night, he'd just like to press T and the horse would go forward with me little mage on. And he would love just steering it around Crossroads. I went to Crossroads because it was, you know, it was a friendly area. But then this Alliance guy came in, and I think he was a bit lower level than me. I think he was about 20 levels below us. And I thought, I could gank him. I could get my son to gank him. And so I kind of says, right. I said, I'm going to show you how to kill that person over there. And he said, right, yeah. So I said, what do you do? Press that. So, you know, Frostbolt straight into his face, froze him. Now press that, Ice Lance. Press it again. Press it again. Now run over towards him and press that, Frost Nova. Now press that, blink, so he blinked away. So now turn round, now fireball him, press that one, that key there, just keep pressing it, fireball, killed, dead. And I actually went on the forums and I typed the guy's name and I says, by the way, you got ganked off a 5-year-old. It was a very proud moment. Never mind when he passed his exams, that was the proudest moment of my son's life. So if you've got kids, guys, it is kind of worth looking at for kids. Also as well, if you're a train enthusiast, obviously you want to get that. I'm neither now, so I don't actually think it's that worth a buy for your average casual kind of gamer. But, you know, one for the parents to think about. You want something for your kids? This is the one to get if you don't have a WoW account.